Yo guys, what is good? Welcome back to The Contentment. This is a place where we pull together ideas from the world's creatives to level up your mind, body, spirit. And I share things that I'm trying to work on and that are working for me. So that's the main thing we do here up in this. If you tuned into last week's video, then you would have seen at the moment I'm talking about the 3 pillars of life, of things that I've noticed in myself that when I let go, things turn to shit. So there's the physical, mental, and spiritual. Feel free to check out the last video, link in the description, where I talk about the physical stuff. In this video, I'm going to talk about the mental, the mind, the brain. So I feel like if you can master all 3 of those pillars, the physical, mental, and spiritual, then some sort of growth happens. Things start to just happen in your life where you just start to grow, and there's a decreased amount of suffering and an increased amount of presence, joy, and stoke for life. That the physical pillar unlocks the doors for the mental and the spiritual pillars to then be able to be brought into light or to be able to be worked on. First, you have to take care of your physical self before you can dive into that. Obviously, they're all interlinked and interconnected, but again, I'm speaking from my experience. Once I truly take care of myself and my body, then all of a sudden I can more easily take care of the mental and spiritual side of things as well. Let's just jump straight into the deep end. Our mind, our thought, our perceptions of the world, our behaviors, what we do, those little quirks that we all have, those are all programmed and conditioned into us via our environment and our experiences growing up. Beautifully put, Dr. Joey Dispenza, what he says is 95% of who we are by the time we're 35 years old is a memorized set of behaviors, emotional reactions, unconscious habits, hardwired attitudes, beliefs, and perceptions that function like a computer program. Dr. Joey Dispenza, what a legend. His work is awesome, and whether you are fully tapped into what he's doing or not, I think there's some huge benefit there. So Dr. Joey Dispenza, Dr. Joey Dispenza, go check him out. He's got some amazing content, and I really want to read his book. I think it's called Becoming Supernatural. Yes, it's overwhelming and scary potentially, but once you become aware of these behaviors and patterns and things that you do, that's the first step to be able to transmute or transform those into another behavior, or more beneficial or more serving behavior. So first off, you have to be aware of them. And there's been shit that, like I've been aware of for 3 to 5 years, and that I still have to override with my awareness. And, that's why meditation is so important, because it gives you the tool and the ability to be able to step outside of your programmed conditioning and be aware that you are acting it out. So then you have the potential to make the change. Now, it doesn't happen every time, but it's the baby steps, or at least in my belief. I feel like in our lives, there's 3 main things to think about when it comes to what's programming us and to help us understand our behaviors. Those are parents, our influence, and our actions. When we're born, our parents bring us up acting out all of their patterns and conditioning that they had bestowed upon them willingly or unwillingly. You can watch your parents and work on changing certain things or solidifying certain things. There's aspects about both of my mum and dad who I love just so much that I do and don't want. And that is to say that every person has those. I'm not trying to talk shit about my parents, but they, just like every other human, including myself, have things that I would rather not have happen and play out in me. So that's sort of what this is about in terms of parents. And then we have our influence, or our sphere of influence. And influence is everything that we consume: news, TV, social media, teachers at school, friends now, friends at school, idols, who we look up to, what podcasts we listen to, what we are watching, what movies, and all of this stuff. So if you watch the news every day, irrelevant of your beliefs about the news, I know some people are super anti it, but if they are preaching a negative message, then your mindset is slowly going to become that message. So let's take out the negative actually. If whatever message they are predominantly preaching, your mind will also take that on. So you're being programmed by the program, the news, whatever. So paying attention to what you're being programmed by. Now, this is not a message about anti this or anti that, or these people are trying to fuck us up or whatever. This is just purely from a standpoint of everything that we consume, everything that I consume is having a programming subconscious effect on the way in which I am in the world. So it's something to think about. So that this is, I feel like, more importantly in the age that we're in now, what social media pages are you following? Are you following stuff that's talking about the doom and gloom of the world? Or are you following stuff that is shining some light on the abundance, the fundamentally abundant world that we live in, the beauty of life, and the positive shit that is there? Might I say, it's there more dominantly than the negative, or equally as the negative. So if you're really caught up in a negative mindset, then just know that both are true. We sometimes get so deep down in a negative chasm that we don't think the other is possible, but just knowing that they're both equally true gives you power to then choose which one you want to sort of put more attention into. And I'm not trying to tell you that your suffering doesn't exist, but the opposite of that also exists. So I think that's empowering, for me at least. So yeah, again, all of the influence, or the whole sphere of influence that we are programmed by, is it leading towards the person you want to be? Is it content that's leading you towards, in the terms that I like to use, more love than fear? Is it leading you towards a path that you actually want to walk down? And if not, then start unfollowing those people, start putting your time into different things, and fuck consuming the shit that's making your mind work against what you want, work against your dreams, and work against the fundamentally abundant, positive world that we live in. It's a beautiful place out there, but it takes a lot of consistency and effort and focus to truly see. Unless you're just gifted as fuck and like super happy all the time, then props to you. Feel free to shoot me a DM. And then also our actions. What are we truly participating in? What things are we doing that are either backing up or disproving our beliefs about the world? An example is, if you're eating food every single day that you know is fucking you up and is really bad for you, and you continue to do it, then you're programming your subconscious mind and you're programming yourself to believe that things are fundamentally negative and things aren't good because you're working against yourself. But then if you flip that around and you have, that bad food as a treat or a reward for going to the gym or for doing something that you believe you should be doing. Let's not talk about fitness too much, but I'm qualified and it's part of my passion, so hence why I feel like I can talk about it. But anyway, if you do things that are good for you and then use the bad food, quote unquote, as a reward, then it's going to create a positive feedback loop rather than keeping you stuck. When we have a healthy balance of participation in actions that are both good and potentially bad as rewards for us, then we create, like I said, a positive feedback loop, creating behavioral changes and patterning that we desire and that we want. That's not just the shit of like repetitive negative self-talk or whatever patterns you may be further ingraining by engaging in negative, in your opinion, actions. Understanding that, each of our parents, our influence of each of our actions, we can then unpack what we need to change or what we think is working and work towards the new future version of ourselves that we want to try and bring into reality. We're creating power and insight to step into who it is that we want to be. So the practicality segment of the video, the practicality side of things. So we can write things down from our actions, our parents, and our parents' influence and action, and figure out the things that we do and that we don't like, the things that we would like to continue to play out, and the things that we would like to discontinue or change, transmute, transform into something else. So taking a little slither of energy from that thing and plugging it into the new thing that we're wanting to do or trying to do to help that come to fruition and foster that part of ourselves. We only have a certain amount of energy, so we have to be very cautious of how we control our own time, because if I'm doing something that isn't serving me over there, then that's stopping me from potentially doing something that is serving me over here. I know this is super obvious stuff, but it's just super nice to conceptualize and think about. So I feel like mainly, practically, the most important thing that I'm taking away from my learning about this is the importance of meditation. Not only do I have experience with meditation through the Waking Up app, I couldn't recommend it anymore. I've noticed that through that experience, I'm more able, when I'm consistently meditating, I'm more able to notice the patterns that are playing out. I'm more able to select a new way of dealing with that pattern, either in a way of making it less powerful or increasing its power. And especially the self-limiting behaviors. There's you can achieve literally whatever you want to do with your life. That's just a fundamental truth. Now, the amount of work and the amount of things that you're going to have to do to get there is unimaginable, but it's possible. But you don't know that it's possible because we probably weren't told that when we were kids. And to be able to use the internet and these other tools to realize that maybe that potential is something that's possible for us, and then taking that imagination and putting it into productive action to align our actions and how we actually live every single day with the person that we're trying to become. Little side quest right here, but I feel like for me that is it. That is what I'm trying to focus on, and it's really helping me cultivate love for myself and for my life, which I think is the most important thing, irrelevant of what you're doing. If you're not enjoying your life, then you can't be of service to those that you love around you. And family and friends are the most important thing, but if you're not actually loving your life and showing up for yourself, then you're not going to be able to show up for other people, which is why I love the saying, selfishly selfless. And you have to be selfish before you can be selfless. And for me, there's never been a more true quote than that for me, because when I'm not taking care of my shit, I feel like I can't connect to anyone, and when I am, I feel like the whole world opens up, including my friends and family, and that is slowly starting to happen again, and it's a beautiful thing to witness and take note of. So using the practice of meditation, 10 minutes a day, the goal of meditation, as Sam Harris explains in the Waking Up app, is how many times can you wake up from the illusion or from the dream of being lost in thought? How many times can you notice that you're distracted? So many people have reached out to me and said they've tried meditating from the app, or they've tried meditating and they just find that it's not for them because they keep getting distracted, and they notice that they keep getting distracted. That is the game of meditation. That is the whole point of meditation, is to notice how many times that you are distracted. Sometimes I can have a super blissful session where I'm just noticing everything that's coming at me, sights, sounds, thoughts, everything. And other times I'm just running these thought trains, and then I notice, and then I'm out and I'm like, wow, I was really distracted. And then I notice again, and I notice again, and I notice again. And that session, those are difficult, but that's where Dr. Andrew Huberman talks about the key of meditation is to literally wake up, or to notice that you're lost in thought. And that is the practice of meditation. And he always says that the more that you notice, the harder a session is, the more benefit you're actually going to get. So if you can sit there in bliss, just being like, wow, I'm just observing all of this stuff and I feel so peaceful, then you're not actually going to get as much out of the meditation session compared to if you were constantly just waking up, noticing. Holy shit, this is intense, takes so much effort, but damn, it's rewarding. So through this practice of gaining awareness of the things that are coming into our awareness, you're then able to notice when a self-limiting belief or thought or pattern is starting to play out, you're able to slightly distance from that and then choose a new path and a new program to play out. Now, this is extremely difficult, but in my experience and in my opinion, meditation is the foundational tool to start noticing how many times you are lost in your programming. And I really hope that you can find a tool, whether that's meditation or not, that helps you achieve the same goal. If you would like to have a free 1-month trial introductory course to meditation, then I'll put the link in the bio. I'm in no way associated with the Waking Up app or Sam Harris or any of this, but when you're a member of the app, you can give away a free month to anyone, because the whole idea of the app is they just want to help. You can even get a membership for free if you can't afford it, or you can pay whatever you think it's worth, which is amazing. They're not forcing you. Sam wants everyone to have access to meditation because he understands the foundational importance of it, and that's pretty much the basis of this video. Support your mental well-being and your mental pillar by engaging in mindfulness practice, whatever that may be. I choose the Waking Up app, and I feel like a lot of people would benefit from it too. So if you would like a free month of the Waking Up app, they have a 30-day introductory course which basically teaches you all of the concepts and things to learn about meditation. It takes 10 minutes a day to do, and it's been fundamentally life-changing for me. I would say it's probably the main thing, especially when I was going through the hardest moments of my life. Having meditation as a tool provided insights into my life and the nature of consciousness and awareness and all of those funky words that really helped me get through my hard times, and you might find it'll serve you the same. So with that being said, guys, this is all just my opinion. This is stuff that I'm learning and stuff that I'm trying to get better at, and I'm purely sharing it because I'm just sharing my journey, and in no way am I trying to tell you what to do. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do, as the Hodge twins would say. But I really appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate you checking in. Feel free to click the link in the description to have access to my free Movement Fundamentals Human Movement Program. It's worth $99, but I'm just giving it away for free because I love it, and I want as many people as possible to have access to learning about their body and learning about movement. Feel free to jump on all my socials. Yo guys, can you like, comment, subscribe, all the social media stuff, all the influencer shit. I really appreciate you checking in. I wish you all the best, and I hope that you found some value in this video. Much love, guys. For the dream, let's get every last drop from life. For the contentment, let's fucking go. Love you guys. Peace.